Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans. Nick, don't do that again. That's terrifying.
What did you do? What did you do? I did not look.
Nothing. Don't look.
I mean, I have my own.
Yeah, it's weird. So you're on the road. You've encountered this halfling critter. You've encountered the boars, and Doreen just barely passes her check. But it's enough so that you'll see what's happening, but you are still going to be ambushed, but not surprised, if that makes sense. Like, you're rolling your cart into an ambush, and you spot it just as the arrows let loose. In fact, we don't want Kara's journey anymore.
So it just goes full Matrix. They're like shooting at Doreen, and she just like dodges backwards.
I don't know, they might hit you. We'll see. But it's the sort of thing where you pull your carriage kind of in this direction, and you notice that either side of the road are hobgoblins. And they have bows and various other weapons. And as the cart rolls around, you might be able to let out like a slow motion, "Dory, Droopy, get down!" or something like that.
Droopy's already sitting in the car.
But the hobgoblins are going to get their attacks off in their ambush.
Now, Neal, I have to remind you that the kobold's feature is they will never go for the kobold first unless the kobold shows any sign of significant threat.
Yep.
So Doreen against all these guys. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So the four hobgoblins with their bows take their first of two shots this round at Doreen. Ooh. These are terrible rolls. I don't think a single... What is their bonus to hit? I don't think they're going to hit you at all, though.
I just imagine Doreen doing the great...
Hold on, Neal, hold on. Before you look up anything, do I have dex?
Yes, you did see it coming.
Okay, 20 AC.
20 AC, but you're sitting in a cart, right?
I
think
am sitting.
Sitting missile
Maybe a
fire.
-2?
Target sitting or kneeling is a penalty of 2 to hit for them. Because they're missile fire.
I just imagine Doreen does the great magic job. The camera zooms out and the hobgoblins just hit each other.
Not quite. But the first volley of arrows like flies towards you. A few of them hit your armor and just fall to the side. A couple go over your head. One of them hits the base of the wagon, and they get their second volley off as well. One of them is a natural 20, so that will definitely hit you for a whopping 3 points of damage. The others, again, you kind of fly around you. And also jumping out with them are two hobgoblins with spears. And are they going after your donkeys? I think they are. I think each hobgoblin goes after a donkey, one on either side of the cart. So the first hobgoblin goes to stab a donkey with a 13 to hit. Will that hit a donkey?
That's the AC.
And a spear does 2d4 plus 1 in
yes,
the hands
the
of a hobgoblin.
Yeah, probably survive.
5 points of damage to one donkey.
Oh, God damn it.
And the other donkey.
Wait, which donkey? 1, 2, or 3?
Donkey 1.
Okay.
The second hobgoblin rolls a natural 20, a modified 21 against your donkey. I think that
Donkey
clears
two,
by
no!
5.
No, maybe it rolls low and it's 44.
Donkey 2, no. Great, now we're going to be stuck with Donkey 3.
It's a good thing you got that third donkey.
But he's look at him, he's malnourished. He has barely any muscles.
It's 10 damage to donkey 2 with the natural 20. I'm sorry, 11 damage. I forgot the plus 1.
Neal!
That's his HP. But hey, he's on 0, right?
He's on 0. He's
Yeah,
not
the donkey
dead.
has been run through with a spear, like jabbed in
He's
its
not
sternum, and
dead.
has like fallen to the ground unconscious. The first donkey's
He's
freaking
good.
out.
He's napping. He's
Will you
napping.
make me a morale check for donkey 1?
I don't know what a morale check
That's
is.
a 2d10. You want to roll as low as possible.
They have shitty morale, I think.
That's pretty bad.
But I don't think he can drag the cart and his friend that's now napping.
It's true.
Yeah, but can probably not pull the cart alone.
No, but it'll probably like wobble the cart all over the place, making missile fire from the cart difficult. Donkey morale is a 5 to 7, so let's call it 6. So yeah, that donkey freaks the fuck out. And we can now roll initiative. There are 6 hobby-gobbies
So I saw it coming, but I don't get a turn.
Yeah, because it's an
even though
ambush.
Last.
But they did not get any bonuses from the ambush.
Right, they didn't get any bonuses from surprise, but it's a full-fledged ambush attack.
Neal, would it be an action to release the rats?
Yes.
All right.
It is. It's a full action.
What if I have 3, I think, right? To release the rats?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Let's say 3.
I'm just going with 3.
Oh, the tide of rats, the vermin tide is coming. Let me roll a 1 on that, or 1 rat's scurrying.
Spears have speed 5, and bows have speed 4. Oh, well, 5. We'll call them longbows so they go at the same speed. That'll be easier. So the monsters go at minimum of 6, but it looks like Droopy's gonna go. Wait, Doreen hasn't rolled initiative. Yes, she did. 12. Go for it, Droopy.
All right. Burp coming up. Sorry. Droopy kind of looking at, here's like the arrows going off, like the donkey, well, crying out. She kind of goes down and scurries over to a sack of the Rat King and like opens it up and then, "Come, my minions, rise for your master." And sings the rats out of the bag, and out come 10. 1 is skeletal rats, 2 is zombie rats. Oh.
2 zombie.
So they go 10 zombie rats, but they go after everybody else.
So let's say the rats will go after the 2 melee guys first. 5 on each one of them.
I mean, they're zombies, so they go last.
Right. But they'll go after the melee folks.
All right.
Because they're the closest. Fantastic. And Doreen, you rolled a 12. So that means one of the archers goes first. Actually, both of the archers will go before you, Doreen. And they'll take their first shots at you, still driving the cart.
Wait, are there only 2 archers?
There are 4 archers and 2 spearmen. Actually, all 4 archers will get a 12 or lower, so I'll just roll all 4 attacks right now. They're all going at you. 22 AC, so none of them hit. It's another flurry of arrows towards you, kind of peppering all around. And one of the spearmen will... This is the spearman on Donkey 2. He'll come over and attack Donkey 1 with a... Donkey 1's freaking the frick out right now.
Yeah.
So that's a 7 to hit Donkey 1. So I think the spearman's trying to stab at the donkey, who's bucking and kicking and pushing around, and the spearman's like keeping its distance as the donkey's clearly freaking out and throwing out hooves all over the place.
Yeah, does the donkey get an attack? Because the donkey is literally trapped, unable to move with something hurting it next to it.
The donkey is kicking and freaking and throwing its legs all over the place. I'll make an action on its turn for it, but it'll be a pretty randomized, chaotic action. There's one last spearman, and it's Doreen's turn.
Release the swarm.
We're just letting our minions do the work. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Near each of those rats has more HP, 1 more HP than that 3rd donkey.
Wait, how many? What's the HP of Donkey 3?
7.
And
your rat? Your hand?
They have 1d8 plus 2 because they have the hit points of the rat and an additional hit dice.
But rats don't have d8 hit points.
No, they have 2 hit points. They have a quarter, but they get a hit point. Zombies get an additional hit point. A hit die.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was 1d8 plus.
2. Yeah, 2 is the hit point.
Right, so the D8 is coming from the zombie part. The
Yes.
2 is coming from the rat part.
Yes. Zombies get an additional hit dice.
I think
That
I
is
think
how
you
the
would
spell
just double
works.
the. Yeah, it would be an additional
Yeah,
rat
that's
size
what I'd
hit
say.
die. The rat, if they're D4
Let's just
HP
say
rats, it would
that's
be
D4.
2D4 HP
Or
rats.
4.
Or 4. You can also say 4.
Yeah,
Just
4
Yeah.
HP each.
every zombie
Okay.
has 4 HP.
So-
It's 10 of them, so...
Okay, that's good.
What are these guys wearing? And can I see the archers?
Leather armor, and the archers are like behind trees doing the reloading, stepping out, taking a shot, stepping back behind the tree, reloading, sort of thing, keeping themselves
Alright.
in cover. It's your
I'm
turn.
just going to send 25 rats at each at the spear guys. Now, to make this easy, I'm sorry, Neal, but what's their AC? Just to make
13.
it easy.
13.
All right.
It's just, suddenly your form gets a lot more slimmer and all these hands come like spiders crawling out from under your clothes.
How many hands are you sending at them?
25 each.
25 at each of the 2 spearmen.
Yes.
God. Do they have a bonus to hit?
11 successes. No.
Oh my god.
All right, so I don't think it's going to matter, but that first one actually has a few crits. But
How much damage do
but they are armored, so it's not just D6.
Right. So just like swarms of hands crawl down your body and down the side of the wagon towards the spearmen who are stabbing the donkeys, and then they just see these hands, like scores of hands just crawling across the ground to them and up their bodies as they begin to freak out, and the claws just like dig into the people and start to like rip the hobgoblin's flesh
No.
from their face.
Here's the funny part. They would do that if they weren't armored. They do D6 like just gripping damage, but because they have armor on, they just jump and punch them. So it's literally just like a Gatling gun of getting punched in the face.
I just imagine all these hands simultaneously jump and punch, and these hopguns just explode in a cloud of blood and gore.
Oh my god.
Shouldn't hurt my donkeys.
Yeah.
Oi,
Yeah.
oi, Mork. You know what we should do if we ambush these people? Let's go for their donkeys first and not the heavily armored person sitting at the front. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
What did you just roll?
I was rolling to see if the greater than 12 was inclusive, and it is, but it
No,
doesn't matter because there
I-
aren't any 12s in there, but you should do
No,
greater
it's
than
not.
13.
No, watch.
Because no, I just look, I got 4 successes greater than 2 by rolling 4 2s.
I think that's just auto successes for being the max. 50
Nope.
D20. Hold on.
It should be greater than 13. It doesn't matter, but Roll20's formulas are not always
Okay.
accurate. Yeah.
See, I did one where it was like this. Yeah, are there any 19s in there? Hold
No.
on. All right, let's try it again. Okay.
1, 2, yeah.
All right, so it's greater than.
Yeah, but there were no 12s in those rolls I checked, so it's fine. But just going
it's-
forward, yeah, whatever.
All
Who
right.
cares? You still myrtlate the 2 hobgoblins as 50 hands leap at them and punch them all over the place,
Gatling gun to the face.
and the 2 hobgoblins go down right away. That's
I just-
more HP than they can have.
Yeah, I think once they go down, the rest of the hands just continue just punching the dead bodies.
Yeah.
The donkey goes.
And then at the end of my turn, I just turn my head towards one of these groups of archers.
Yeah, so the donkey goes. The crawling claws are not helping this donkey's situation.
No.
So the donkey will bolt and try and just like get down the road. It's going to give a couple of big tugs. Can you make me a saving throw versus crushing blow for the leather reins attaching the donkey? Leather, you need to roll a 3 or better. You succeeded. The donkey can't pull itself off of the reins that's holding it to the cart, and is gonna strain itself. Give me a Constitution check as the donkey's freaking the fuck out. Donkey
Don't worry,
check.
Nick. In the worst case, we can just animate the donkeys.
God.
So the donkey literally it strains itself to the point that it pulls and falls to the ground, hitting the ground hard and just lying there panting, exhausted and terrified. This
fine.
donkey has never been this afraid in its entire life. In fact, it might just die from sheer fright.
Oh no.
Near the end of the round, the hobgoblins, as they're reloading, decide not to take their last shots and to flee in terror into the woods and turn and just bolt.
How far can they run?
They can get a half move, so they can go 60 yards.
Just to say,
Probably a little bit less in wood terrain, but yeah.
the rats have a movement of 15, so they will go after one hobgoblin.
Rats have movement speed 15?
Yes, they are fast.
What?
Yes.
That's silly.
Oh my god, they do have 15 movement speed.
So
No, but they're zombie rats. They can't have movement speed 15 as a zombie, right?
I think they move
Does
like
it-
half normal speed. as
what does it
zombies
say
or
about
something.
zombies' movement? Because
Zombies
the
have
spell-
half movement of humans, so they have movement speed 7.5.
they would still be faster.
Yeah, they'll be faster this round, right? But next round, they won't be able to close and attack. Yeah, the hobgoblins will get away.
So probably for a minute, just Droopy waits for a minute.
Hold on.
What?
We'll see. Roll their initiative.
Oh god.
I mean, yeah. Droopy lets the zombie rats scurry to the feet of one of those hobgoblins just to encourage him to go
All right.
fast.
So the initiative next round for the running hobgoblins, they go at wow, really, really good initiative. They go at 4, 5, 6, and 6 as they flee.
All right, then they get away.
Okay.
Wait,
We're good.
wait! I haven't
Zombies go
rolled my,
last.
I haven't rolled my initiative yet.
Oh, that's true.
If I roll a 1, maybe.
Maybe.
Nah, no.
Oh,
There.
okay. They flee into the woods, escaping harm,
Alright.
and they will live to tell the tale of. I don't even know how they would relay the story. You know, we were ambushing these folks on the road when all of a sudden hands and rats just swarmed out of them, and oh my god, it was the worst thing I've ever seen.
The
It's,
lesson: don't ambush a cart with only a human and a kobold in.
Yeah, just leave them alone.
Yeah, so the hands just return, crawling up the robe, hiding inside.
Yes. Yes.
And then I
Yes.
will. Okay, I'm gonna just try to soothe Donkey One
Mm-hmm.
as he's freaking the fuck out. Cast an Orison.
You cast an Orison.
soothing Orison.
It'll help calm the donkey. He slows its breathing, still panting, still foaming, but slowing down. The eyes are wide, but the tail isn't swishing as much, and it's going to take a few minutes to get it back to regular.
And then I'm gonna Orison Donkey 2.
Donkey 2. Donkey 2's at 1 HP. More almost mortally wounded.
Okay,
mean,
can
Barely
I-
holding on.
Okay, can I continue to heal? Because I know things can't gain HP magically until they have a day of rest after they go down, but he only went down to 0.
I think you may continue magically healing Donkey 2. That's fine.
Okay, then I'm just gonna heal my donkeys.
All right. You spend a few minutes calming and healing your donkeys. The rain coming down helps to wash away the blood and clear the scene pretty easily and pretty quickly.
While she's doing that, Droopy kind of hushes the rats back into the sack, good job, everybody, in a single file, and then closes the sack and goes over to check on those minced meat hobgoblins?
Well, they're very dead. They're battered and bruised and clawed and ripped and shredded and just like bloody on the floor. Although
What's
the
in their
blood is
pockets?
slowly seeping away. What's in
What's
their
in their-
pockets? My God.
Any magical rings, maybe?
Yeah, there's a ring of 3 wishes.
Okay, I'll write that down.
But it will always grant the opposite of what you wish for.
It's really just a ring of the DM fucks with the players by telling them it's a ring of wishes when it's not.
That's when you just asked. That's when you just wish to die instantly and you live forever.
Yeah.
Oh. How do we find out if this is a reverse ring of 3 wish?
All right, so. Yes, there is wealth. There's 50 silver and 5 gold on the hobgoblins.
Droopy takes the 5 gold. It gives the 50 silver to Doreen.
50 silver.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's just an unnecessary load for Droopy.
That's fine. Doreen can handle it.
You guys are on the road. The rest of the day is fairly uneventful. You get about halfway, and you can make your rest as the sun begins to go down. There is nothing happening that night, nor the next day, so we can move you all the way to Kershwick without any more trouble. The rain slowly lets up until it is just an overcast and cool day when you arrive in Kershwick proper. Kershwick is the capital town of the Kershwick Principality. That covers Kershwick and Fenden and Grumpburn and Coxport as well.
Wait, did you take their hands?
Don't forget to say it.
It's
I
like
was
in the
busy-
next day, we were like, oh shit, Doreen forgot to take
Gotta go back.
Gotta go
Go back. I feel like I would have remembered. I was just literally in the middle of Orsoning the donkeys, and then we just moved.
You cared for the donkey so much. You forgot to take hands.
Yeah.
Never again.
Can't forget.
Next time we just animate the donkey the next day.
All right. Well, that's fine. Not sure we need more hands to the army.
All right.
But
You're
it
in
is the next
Kershwick.
day.
Yep, you're in Kershwick.
Okay.
Anything you'd like to do in here?
2 days, so 2 rations.
What do donkeys like to eat?
Apples and carrots, I suppose.
I think carrots are actually bad for them.
Doesn't mean they don't like them. Butter is bad for humans, and I love butter. I mean, not enough to
Fair
eat it
point.
raw, but like I'll put butter on my toast. I'll use it to cook with, you know?
It depends on how much you eat, so...
Well, clearly, but you know, things that aren't good for you can still be wonderfully delicious. Like a Danish. Oh my god, I could go for some donuts and Danishes right now.
Oh, sugar.
All right. So I
pure
think I'm
sugar.
actually just gonna go down. Normally the donkeys are just eating like grain bags or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But this time I'm gonna give them each like a carrot and an apple, just because of how stressful that was.
All right.
Poor donkeys.
Cool. Anything else you want to do in Kershwick? Or just moving on in? Or moving on through?
Well, is it nighttime?
Yeah, you arrive in the evening.
Okay.
Neal, just a random question. How much... I have a bottle of cobra venom from one adventure where Droopy bought venom and base for anti-venom, the whole thing.
Huh?
How many bowls could I tip in cobra venom?
Wait, what do you mean? Bowls you could tip in?
Bolts.
Bolts.
Crossbow bolts.
Oh, if you want to like poison your crossbow bolts. How much poison do you have?
A bottle. It just says a bottle. A flask. Sorry, a
Flask. So we're talking like a single dosage. So you could probably 4?
I mean, for arrows, it's probably
Yeah,
like
sounds
4 or
right.
5.
Yeah.
4? Yeah, sure. You could do 4, but
D2 plus
you can't
3.
like prep it ahead of time because otherwise the venom's
Yeah.
gonna fall off, right? So it would be like bolt,
Dip.
drop, 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 crossbow, fire. You know, yeah. But I also wonder. Well, yeah, it's fine. We don't have to get into that now. It's fine. Yeah, cool. So that's that. You spend the night in Kershwick, resting comfortably in a nice inn, and
Wow.
set out the next day.
While we are in the inn, and, probably sitting at the table, it's not shenanigans, but it's something. Droopy will omen read by using some ale and treats and food scraps, and closing her eyes, she'll kind of splash it and put it all onto the table, and then just mix it around. And what do the omens tell her?
What you have to ask the omens a question, right?
Yes.
What is the
What?
question?
What will the weather be like in the coming week?
What's your chance to read omen?
It's 16, so on the check.
Okay. What will the weather be like?
In the coming week.
Hot, hot, hot. That's what it's gonna be.
All right.
Okay, fair enough. Good job.
We will then turn to Doreen and look. Should buy water.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe put how much would be like a small, barrel of water?
A small barrel of water?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you don't buy like 10 water skins. You
Yeah,
buy
you don't.
a barrel full of water.
So a barrel by itself
With
costs
it-
250 copper, and then you need to get it filled with water, whatever. Let's just call it
We have create
So-
water.
300 copper for a barrel for 40 gallons of water. It's 3 gold,
Yeah.
and that'll cover the barrel, cover filling it with water and loading it into the wagon, the whole
I
shebang.
mean, you just like go to a well and
Yeah, but it's a lengthy process. You could easily do it yourself, or you could just,
create water.
you could cast create water, or you could just be like, I don't know, here's some extra money,
Yeah.
solve my problems for me. Whatever you want to do. The barrel's
Man,
250.
That's a heavy barrel.
It's
But it's one
that's
with-
70 pounds before you put the 40 gallons of water in it.
We should make sure. We probably buy one with a lid.
Okay, so it's like 310 pounds.
It's about right. So 8.4 times 40 plus 70. That's about 406 pounds total. Yeah.
Maybe a smaller barrel.
Whatever,
Maybe
40
a
gallons of
car.
water is good. You should drink well, if you're going to travel into the desert, you should have 1.5 gallons of water per person per day. This seems reasonable. You got donkeys to care
seems-
for.
Okay, with the donkey, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah. Let's. Droopy pays for it.
3 gold.
Yep. Easy peasy. Add
Yeah,
your,
you're
let's just call
gonna beat
it,
me.
for simplicity's sake,
All
400
you
pound
need-
barrel of water to your wagon.
Yeah, add it to your wagon, please, Doreen.
All you need is to just get a bunch of barrels and build a castle out of them.
Barrels and ladders to make your castle. And then you'll you'll have a wooden castle with lots of holes in it everywhere. Lots of
Yeah.
empty space in the walls. But damn it, it'll be a castle.
It'll be a good fence.
Yeah.
So, don't forget to add the barrel to your.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Because
so you're
it'll
here. Was there something you wanted to do in the tavern, or was it just the omen reading?
Only the open reading.
Okay. Kershwick's a more rowdy place than Berkshire. Berkshire's weird and eccentric. Kershwick is more of like your rowdy country town, I guess gunfights don't happen, but there's sword fights and duels that are frequent. There's a lot of sort of smuggling and sort of relaxed laws and people kind of skimming on the wayside, and probably
They
not
haven't
as
been
good
able
a
to-
judicial oversight. You know, the cops are probably a little bit more corrupt, but the criminals are more evil and more corrupt. You know, it's a more of a Wild West sort of place than Berkshire.
Damn, should have taken those halfling feet.
Yep.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so
you spend your night there, and in the morning, head off towards Ralwick. It is a single
make sure I
day's
still
journey.
have the letter.
Yes, you still have the letter. It has not been pinched from you somehow.
All right.
You can make your way to the edge of the forest, to the beginning of the plains by the end of the day. Give me a perception check, if you would.
Both of us? Or only Doreen?
Both of you, please.
Oh, Doreen.
What do
Oh.
my hand eyes see?
Twang!
Your hand, let me tell you. So let me double check make sure
Like
I know
a
what I'm
hand-
dealing with here.
Hands labyrinth. There's like two hands that kind of look at your sides.
Now, see, the creepy part is with taxidermy, before animating, I could probably sew some eyes into the hands.
Oh,
That'd be creepy.
Okay, Doreen.
Yes.
You spot, as the wagon is rolling along through the woods on a warm summer day, you spot a troll. A single troll. It is off to the side of the road. It's got its head stuck, maybe not, I shouldn't say stuck, but it's got its head in a log with its arms inside as well, as if it's trying to get something out of this log. It's maybe 100, 200 feet off the road to the side, and it doesn't look like it's spotted you.
Okay. Doreen considers the last time we faced a troll and she got dragged out of her tent in the middle of the night by the hands.
Yes, don't take troll hands, they just won't die. They'll try and drag you away.
twang!
I mean, oh god. I mean, he hasn't done anything to me, so I don't care.
All right, you guys just move on, ignoring the troll. You make it to the edge of the plains, and you can make camp here.
Doreen's gonna be wondering, like, the entire time what the fuck he was doing in that log.
What was he doing? Do you have any theories, Doreen or Droopy?
I feel like he saw a gem in the log, and we all know trolls love to eat gems. That's where they keep them. Just in their stomachs.
Maybe honey.
Could be honey. Could be.
You guys will never know.
Maybe trolls are like anteaters, and there were like a bunch of ants in there.
Maybe scared gnomes.
Could be
Maybe.
anything. Could be anything. Anywho, you make it to the edge of the plains.
Okay.
Towards evening, the woods sort of just kind of thin out, and the dirt road that you follow sort of begins to break up. As the forest thins, people tend to take all their own separate paths depending on where they want to go, and so it just kind of fades as it gets to the open area, much like it does when you head to the west over here. Very similar.
Yep. We're
Anywho.
used to it.
Yeah, here you are, edge of the plains, the Vodin Plains, broken by the river. It is, about 80 miles, 70 miles, something like that, to Bridgegate. Do either of you have a map or a compass or anything like that?
Nah.
Nah. Okay. Well, you generally just have to keep an eye on the mountains and head towards the
Yeah.
mountains, and that'll get you there.
Head towards the
I'm
mountains.
pretty sure
there,
we've
right?
like. I'm pretty sure that we've seen a map before. It would make sense for Shenanigans to just have like a map,
It probably does just have a big map of the
just
country.
like on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we can see the mountains, all is fine.
Got a map like that
Yeah.
on the wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. So yeah, you guys can make your way to Bridgegate. You're going to be traveling over the open plain at about... It's going to be a little bit difficult to take your wagon over the open plain since it's not a nice even road. Yeah, it'll probably take you about 6 days to cross the plain on the wagon. It would probably be faster if you didn't have the wagon, but then you wouldn't have your supplies, you wouldn't have any of your stuff.
Right,
you know. Yeah, wagons are only fast on the road.
Considers wanting to go here. Just
Really?
a random peninsula. Yeah.
Is that where you guys are going to
Seems
go?
like it'd be... Yeah, seems like it'd be a bit out of our way, but Doreen wants to go there.
Maybe on the way back.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see what dangers there are.
Let's head out over the plain. It'll take you 6 days, so give me a moment to make a bunch of encounter checks.
Lovely. I want to point out that Dorian sets up the darkness dome every time they make camp.
Right. Okay. So that's gonna be 5. How far is that? 5 times 12 is about 60 miles. Okay. So here, right around there is where we're gonna have our first encounter. It's a little bit early, but we're gonna take our break now anyway, just because I like breaking before encounters. So we'll see you on the other side of our break with a little danger. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.
See ya.